Tonight, the chief medical officer speaks on the case of a woman who was found unconscious at a government quarantine facility. Julian Charles says he is confident that he will be the pick for Castries Central, but says if he is not chosen, he will not be a sore loser. And $1 million jackpot is up for grabs, and members of the public say they are in it to win it. The details are coming up.
This is the Hot 7 Nightly News with Lovelace and Amy Joseph.
Good night. It is Tuesday, the 1st of September 2020. Welcome to the Hot 7 TV Nightly News. I'm Lovely St. Amy Joseph. Thank you for joining us. Health officials report that a woman who was found unresponsive in government quarantine does not have COVID-19. Alarm was raised when the woman was found unconscious by a nurse at the facility and rushed to hospital for treatment. Her case was under investigation by officials who say it is now conclusive that her health diagnosis has nothing to do with the novel coronavirus.
As it relates to the 48-year-old national who was found unresponsive in her room at one of the government quarantine sites on Sunday, August 23, 2020, the individual is still being managed at the Owen King EU Hospital and her condition is not linked to COVID-19.
To date, St. Lucia has recorded 26 cases of COVID-19. The chief medical officer touts the island's 100% recovery rate.
The last case recorded on Tuesday, August 18, 2020, was a 32-year-old female who traveled from the U.S. She has recovered fully, both clinically and with negative tests. Presently, all of the confirmed cases of COVID-19 have recovered and St. Lucia has recorded 0 COVID-19 deaths. A total of 5,542 tests have been conducted to date.
The Health Ministry urges the general public to take personal responsibility to protect themselves and their family, especially in light of the reopening of schools. The Health Ministry continues to increase surveillance to reduce risk, such as illegal entry at borders, breaches to home quarantine, and non-adherence to protocols. The public is advised that all protocols are still in place. These include the use of a face mask in public, maintaining safe physical distance from others, and avoiding mass crowd gatherings. The 311 hotline is also available where concerns and questions can be addressed. In other news, a question mark remains on the SLP's choice of candidate for the Castries Central seat. Hot 7 TV spoke with SLP hopeful Julian Charles to find out whether his confidence in becoming the party's candidate has waned, given all the buzz about varying interests in that seat and the fact that an announcement has yet to be made. Rochelle Gonzalez has more.
One St. Lucia Labour Party hopeful vying for a spot in the party has expressed both confidence and solidarity as he spoke about his aspirations and possible future with the SLP. Julian Charles has been keeping his fingers crossed that he will be selected to represent the party for the Castries Central seat. Although the party has revealed a number of names of chosen candidates, including the chosen reps for Grosile and for Schrazel, they are yet to announce their pick for Castries Central. When asked if he was worried about the wait, Charles said he feels fairly confident.
Based on what I've noticed on the ground is that the Labour Party seems to be very popular in the Castries Central seat. There is no question about this. And the fact that there are 4 of us trying to run the seat also tells you that, we realize that, it's competitive. And generally, I believe all 4 of the Labour Party candidates will do pretty well in the seat. But as for me, the reviews have been pretty good in terms of walking around, talking to the people. I've been to all parts of Central Castries. And I'm very much encouraged by what has happened so far.
Charles went on to say that on the other hand, should the SLP decide against picking him, he will not be a sore loser.
If I'm not selected, I think all of us have already vowed that we are going to work with whoever is selected. We're here for meaningful change and not to pull anything apart. So we'll see how the process plays out. We know the process that has to go through, And we will play the game the way it's supposed to be played, support each other.
Charles also expressed confidence in the party's selection process.
I think it's very fair to everybody involved, because the idea of just picking somebody off a hat, it's not the best. So I think it's right that the party leadership takes some time. They take some time to analyze the situation, to look at various strategies for the seats, and then to come up with the best solution.
The SLP hopeful said his history in Castries is well known and his portfolio in sports and the constituency speaks for itself. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Rochelle Gonzalez.
St. Lucia and the rest of the Windward Islands, bar Martinique, are in a frenzy this Tuesday. A lotto frenzy, that is. Because for the first time ever, the jackpot prize for Super 6 has passed 1 million EC dollars. St. Lucia National Lottery's Regional Sales and Marketing Manager, Mary Springer, says it is indeed an exciting time. However, the best part of the whole atmosphere, she says, is observing the caring side of St. Lucians, as many of them have expressed the desire to help the less fortunate should they win the jackpot. She says if a St. Lucian wins, a grand fanfare is to be expected.
Excitement and hope is in the air in St. Lucia, as well as Dominica, Grenada, and St. Vincent, as undoubtedly thousands of people will have spent $3 or more for Super 6 tickets and will be crossing their fingers and all else, hoping for a chance to win a cool $1 million. For the first time in the history of the St. Lucia National Lottery, the prize money is now $1,020,400. St. Lucia National Lottery's Regional Sales and Marketing Manager, Mary Springer, could barely contain her excitement as she spoke about the lotto buzz. She said the prize money is even more meaningful considering the times in which we live, where the COVID-19 pandemic has plunged many families into financial black holes. Springer said, whilst out and about getting the feedback from the public, there was one common notion that stood out to her and struck a chord in her heart.
What really touched me from the responses, and what is common throughout all the responses, was that everyone said that they would help someone in need. And Rochelle, that really warmed our hearts, because it's not only thinking about themselves. Everyone, is aware of the situation now with the whole economy, and they really genuinely, want to reach out to someone. If I win, I'm going to help this person. If I win, I'm going to help this person. And that's one thing that stood out that we had not heard before.
Springer went on to assure players that they are hearing correctly and that if their numbers are called, they will win what is stated, no taxes or strings attached. She revealed that the winners should be prepared for great fanfare, as history will be made and this will be celebrated. This, she said, stands even though the winner is shy.
That is a question a lot of people ask, even when the jackpot is not $1 million. Actually, they ask that when they win 10,000 and 5,000. The thing is, we are lottery, as you can understand, and most of the momentum, I think, out there is gained from persons seeing that other persons are winning. Rochelle, if we are lottery and we silence and we don't advertise winners, people are going to say, oh, no one is winning our lottery, I'm not playing, nobody's winning, and that's a fact. And to some extent I understand that persons don't want to be publicized, but unfortunately, we have to show winners. Now, you have a choice. You can send someone to collect that check for you, but that check has to be written in the person's name, and that you trust that person, and that person has to sign off on that ticket, not you. So, if it's a risk you're willing to take, then yes, but unfortunately, it's stated at the back of the ticket, we can use your photos for, publicity purposes, and everyone wants to see a winner. We will die as a lottery if nobody sees that people are winning. Don't you agree?
Springer, whilst encouraging the masses to take a pop at the jackpot, also urged them to play responsibly and only within their means. With that said, we took to the streets to speak to a few players to hear what they planned on doing if they were to walk away with the prize money.
The prize money is very high and it's good at this point in time, so I feel if I win it, benefit a little charity and whatever I could do to help my people, myself.
Playing all the time.
Playing all the time, but it's real high today. So
yeah, I just come and try to see what I'll win. Never know. I come and
buy
try.
usual amount of tickets?
No. The same amount I always buy.
How much is the same amount?
I just buying Lucky Free and Super 6. One each.
You want to get the win?
Yeah, so I'm not buying more than one.
Well, I come to try the lucky 6, Super 6. Yeah, hoping that I can be the winning one, the lucky one. You know?
I wish everybody a good luck and a good chance to win the Super.
Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Rochelle Gonzalez.
The president of the Civil Service Association, Cyprian Montrop, has indicated that he will once again be throwing his hat into the ring in hopes of serving another term as CSA president. He defends his track record and leadership, stating that he has contributed greatly to the well-being of the CSA membership. He says he is enthusiastic to lead the CSA again, as he has many things to continue to work on. Genevieve Gonzaga has more.
The Civil Service Association executive election was due on April 29, 2020, but was postponed due to the COVID-19 pandemic. While a new date has not been set, the tentative month is November. The sitting president of the CSA, Cyprian Montrop, has indicated that he will be seeking a second term. Montrop says he prides himself on not being easily swayed unless it is in the best interest of the membership of the CSA, and says while this term was fraught with challenges, he can now reflect and say with confidence that it was a success.
The first issue that we had to deal with was the matter to deal with the customs being transformed into a border security, and that we were very successful in getting Cabinet to rescind that Cabinet conclusion. Our members in the South who have not been in the service of the Secretariat, which we have our Secretariat predominantly in Castries, I was able to open an office in the South so that our members can get service from there. Also, we had to deal with negotiations, both in the private and the public sector. The public sector negotiations was really challenging, as the government had promised workers $1,000 for Christmas. This was one of my most troubling issues. I was able to successfully curse the workers to consider not accepting Christmas gifts, but more or less looking at the future, and that we were able ultimately to get a better package for our membership, albeit that the government had presented packages to other public sector unions. We also were able to successfully negotiate with the tribunal a matter with Lucelec and the workers regarding their grade structure. One of the things that was very troubling to most St. Lucians now, which is COVID-19, the CSA, we have been able to successfully provide assistance to our members, as some of them would have been affected due to layoffs and dismissals.
He says the CSA is extremely proud that it was able to get the government to rescind the 50% cash, 50% bonds proposal for public servants during the COVID-19 pandemic. Montrop says that while he notes the criticisms that the association is politically influenced, he would challenge anyone leveling these claims to show the receipts.
With regards to my tenure as president, I challenge anyone where the issues that I raise, whether they consider it to be a, partisan political influence, or whether they were specifically geared towards the interests of the membership that I serve. And I can say with great conviction that 100 or 10 million percentage of the issues that I dealt with had only to do with the membership. And therefore, I see no avenue where anyone who's thinking correctly of what the CSA is doing can say that the CSA has been influenced in any way by any political parties. I'm not easily influenced by the political directorate or anybody for that matter. The only influence that I have is what concerns my membership, and that is what I intend to continue to do. And I'm hoping that our members out there is very appreciative of the work that I've been doing, and that they will see every reason why they must continue to have me as their president.
What does the current president plan to achieve during another term as CSA president?
Moving forward, we need to continue to deal with the bread and butter issues, but we also need to bring on board other little activities. And that is why we are pushing our youth committee our Women's Committee, and other committees within the union to actually get themselves more involved in activities. What we would like to see, especially for the South, is where we would have a full-time office running every day. What we would also want to see is a cadre of persons being able to develop their skills and competencies in industrial relations. And so the thought of engaging either Sir Arthur Lewis Community College in establishing some kind of module where we can send those persons to get training so that they are well versed in dealing with at the branch level as a shop steward, or if they so wish to propel to the executive and even higher than the executive. And so we have lots in plan for our members in terms of their development. And we believe also that we also want to introduce a radio and television program.
He says he is confident that the membership will realize that he has given his all to ensure their needs are met and their rights are not trampled on, and based on that, will vote to keep him as president. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Genevieve Gonzaga.
You're watching the Hot 7 TV Nightly News. Still to come, the chief engineer in the Ministry of Infrastructure answers to questions about the deplorable state of many roads on island. The Prime Minister announces that education will go digital soon, with e-books to become the norm in schools across the island. And Pride 758 is paying no attention to critics as they encourage the gay, lesbian and bisexual community to live free, bold and proud. That and more coming up after the break.